This video he said been pretty viral, so there is a chance that I might have seen it. Let's see.
I have no clue.
So without further ado, let's get to it.
Wait.
It's there.
Yeah, it's dead. It's dead. And I don't touch anything because I have no idea.
Okay, off we go.
This is generic brand video. Okay.
A piece based on that is like so movie starts.
We think first of vague words that are synonyms for progress. And
Man, these voiceovers I already heard in other ads as well, no?
Science is doing lots of stuff that may or may not have anything to do with us. See how this guy in a lab coat holds up a beaker? That means we do research. Here's a picture of DNA. There are a shitload of people in the world, especially in India. See how we're part of the global economy? Look at those farmers in China. But we also do business in the USA, or want you to think we do. Check out this wind energy thing in Indiana, and this blue-collar guy with dirt on his face.
It's very like working.
Also, we care about the environment.
Oh, I care about the environment and
here's some powerful rushing water and people planting trees. Our policies could be related to these panoramic views of Costa Rica. In today's high-speed environment, stop-motion footage of a city at night with cars turning quickly makes you think about doing things efficiently and time passing. Lest you think we're a faceless entity, look at all these attractive people. Here's some of them talking and laughing, and close-ups of hands passing canned goods to each other in a setting that evokes community service, equality, innovation, honesty, and advancement are all words we choose from a list. Our prophets are awe-inspiring. Like this guy who's looking up and pointing at a skyscraper or a kite while smiling and explaining something to his child. Using a specific ratio of Asian people to black people to women to white men, we want to make sure we represent your needs and interests.
Specific ratio.
A version of your skin color in our ads. Did we put a baby in here? What about an ethnic old man whose wrinkled smile represents the happiness and wisdom of the poor?
Yep.
Okay.
Wow,
okay.
that's brilliant.
Yeah,
That's brilliant.
Cool.
Oh.
Yeah, that was cool.
Man,
that was cool.
let's start. Like I don't know where to start.
I mean, the thing is, like, cinematography-wise, I cannot really say anything because they were, I think it's stock photography, stock video, right?
Footage, yes.
Stock footage. So basically, they're all good videos, actually.
Yeah.
You know?
But I think that's so brilliant. They are a stock footage company, and then I think it plays a bit of like the generic thing, and then that's what I like. It's good for supporting footage, but you can see that like if you use just stock footage, you're just gonna look about any other brand, you know, like very generic.
You could talk about anything, but the voiceover was just great.
Yeah, the voiceover is like, and I'm pretty sure I've heard this voiceover other ads, you know, and it's like, I don't know, and this is like very this American. You know, like
the Jack Daniels commercial.
Yeah, it's just a great video because it shows how powerful stock footage can be if you
use it
put
right
well
way.
together. You know, you can get supporting footage for your videos. Yeah, they play very well, and they show that like the shots they have are actually good.
Yeah,
that if you put together. Of course it's gonna look like a generic brand video because it's stock footage. You can't have original content with stock footage, you know. So I think this is nice because in the beginning I was like, okay, this could be like helpful and harmful at the same time, because it can be helpful for like, okay, you can find any kind of supporting footage you need if you missed something in your production, for example. But it also shows how generic it is.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah.
So if you expect to do a full ad with this, it's gonna look very generic. You know?
That's why I think the voiceover, it was very funny. And
and I think it's like they hit very much the target of very well done video that is gonna like this video. And now coming back to the marketing side of it, you know, this video is a brand awareness video. That means that this is for people to know about what they do, and creating this going viral, it's completely hitting the target. Like the purpose is that people want to know more about us, or that we want people to know about us. Like marketing wise, it's perfect. So marketing wise, totally hit the target. And it's very humorous, and it's very...
I think it was great, the fact that we were not like, oh, look. I mean, they were, you know, trying to play in a funny way what they do and who they are. I think it was great. Yeah, absolutely.
What I like about this, they are showcasing you the quality of their product without talking about their product, you know?
Yeah.
You see this, and if you're not looking for stock footage, you're still gonna share because you found it funny, you know, that it's very relatable if you watch, especially if you are like me, that I go and if I go on YouTube and then there's a commercial that I want to rewind and watch it again instead of skip, you know. I like being someone that actually likes to watch commercials and analyze the commercials. I can relate to this very much, you know.
No, I understand, man. I understand. I to be honest, like, this time, I don't have to say much because, you know, from my perspective, I thought, beside the images, because they are nice and well done. I mean, nice shots and so on. What I thought it was, you know, the voiceover. The voiceover usually, usually the voiceover is something that they don't explain what you see, you know, because otherwise just like telling you what you see, which is something that you don't do. But in this case, of course, you do it this way.
Yeah, that's a good point. That like usually
very funny.
Usually you have the image supporting the voice, and now you have the voice supporting the image. I've been sold here. Here they don't mention the product until the very end.
Yeah.
Like you only know that this is a stock footage video in the very last frame scene. You know. So they are not
like
selling
you realize it by yourself, actually.
Exactly, and that's what I think is brilliant. You know, you were sold just because you saw high quality images and put it in a funny way.
Absolutely, yeah.
So I think this approach is very nice. And to be really honest, like watching a video like this would stick more to my mind than the Artlist one, you know, because the Artlist one I know I'm being sold. This I don't feel that I'm being sold. I'm being entertained, but they still keep the message that they have really quality, diverse kind of footage.
But now I do have a question for you from the marketer's perspective, because it's like, okay, this video was from 7 years ago.
Yes.
Meaning maybe you could be less aggressive when you could do like this kind of you know, marketing videos.
Oh yeah.
Now it's like you maybe, or at least you know, is doing like this kind of video because they.
That's a good point, because like 7 years ago, it was already very popular digital marketing. You don't have a specific target audience that is there. This here is definitely like anybody who looks at this will be entertained, and in the end, if you are a filmmaker, you get to know a stock footage website. So this, it will entertain everyone. So this is not very target, like specifically to like a very narrow audience. The Artlist, probably they have my profile, they know I'm a filmmaker, they know that I do advertising videos and stuff, so they have a pretty narrow idea of who I am. Maybe the same, they show different ads for different people, you know, because this is something that today is way easier, because the platforms itself, Google, Facebook, they have way more data and information about you, and they can create a very like more to the point, specific profile. So that's a very good point.
I feel it's more friendly, you know.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like this vibe, and I have this feeling here. I'm not saying it's better or worse. I'm just the vibe.
And that's another thing that you have to adapt. Like as a marketer, people are consuming content differently. Like before, you could get away with this, but maybe today, if I watch this, it doesn't speak to me, and and I see one that tells me exactly this is exactly what you need. You just need to do these 2 clicks. Maybe are more likely to convert to these kinds of video today than I was before. So the whole how the internet, how people consume content has changed in 7 years.
No, absolutely.
So we also see this change in the ads themselves.
And this one is so funny, and I will remember in 10 years we could talk about this because it was very funny and so on. Probably we will not remember about Artlist commercial, even if we are still talking about Artlist right now. But the thing is, in this specific moment, 2021, I feel like if I watch this commercial, I wouldn't be like, oh, I need stock footage.
But that's another thing. This is a 2 and almost 3 minute video. When you are in the YouTube world, then you have 30 seconds. You can have bigger, but you have to be super concise. The attention span of people 7 years ago was probably double or triple that it is today. So you probably you're saying oh, this I would watch again and it would stick to my mind. Probably if this is today, you would skip it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, probably,
So there is another thing as well.
That's also true.
This is just very, very top of the funnel. I don't even know what is stock footage, and then I see this and okay, what is stock footage? I can go and research more about. Now, Artgrid is let me see how we can create with stock footage. So they already know know what is.
We know.
So you already already probably in the consideration part of the funnel as well. So that's also something to consider. You know what you need. You just are choosing which of the platforms. Am I go for Artgrid, and am I go for Get Images, or I'm gonna go for Story Blogs? And then this is more into the consideration
all of
phase.
them. I'm gonna go for all of them. Okay, no, but it makes sense. Yeah, absolutely.
So it's also different, parts of the marketing funnel.
I think it's very interesting to also to know what kind of video you want to make, depending on what kind of in the marketing steps. Let's say that you are, and that's very interesting. I hope you guys are taking notes. I am.
I guess that will be our reactions. Really quick breakdown. It's not really a breakdown, but it's more about how we feel, what we like, and we don't have anything we don't like about it.
No, but I think it's interesting. The more we talk, the more interesting things come up at some point. Because also this consideration of these thoughts about but it was 7 years ago.
Yes,
that's so different from now, and how people, what kind of in the marketing funnels where it was and so on, what we think where it was and so on. I think it's very interesting actually, and it just show how when you decide to do an advertisement or a commercial video, you really need to know what kind of video you want to make and why. Otherwise,
and this is also a funny thing to consider, because you are a filmmaker. As you have background in film, so for you all these marketing funnel steps is something that you never heard of probably before. For me this is very clear. I can see this and I know that this is the top of the funnel kind of video. And it's funny because in these days I think both the marketer should have an idea of how to create a video, and the filmmaker should if you're going to work in this commercial side, you have to have at least a small understanding, because then you can create a story way more tailored for what kind of objective it has.
But do you think as a marketer, let's say that you are a business and you approach me as a filmmaker, you would should you tell me, I don't want to know the funnel and so on, but should you tell me more about okay, I'm doing this because I want to give brand awareness, so
Yes, definitely, because I think it's the creative lacks the marketing view, and the marketer usually lacks the creative view. If you ask a marketer that doesn't have the creative background to do a video, he's gonna talk about the features and everything, and then like the filmmaker should bring this information and create a story around this information. So it's a very like intercepting point. And these days it's becoming more like you kind of need to do both, you know? If you're a marketer, you have to understand about storytelling, and if you're a storyteller and you want to work with commercial, you want to kind of know. So this line is becoming like, these two fields are becoming more like interchangeable, you know? So before that, like how it used to work, you would have like, oh, I need to do this, and then you hire creative agents that you would do all the brainstorming and show you this, and then like, okay, this might work, this might not, you know, like, so these days, especially with the more targeting, you kind of, with your persona in the marketing side, you should have an idea on how the story should go, because now storytelling is way more important in the marketing world. And if you're working with commercial, it's way more important that you understand, you know, so this gap is closing. Before it was like, I'm a marketer and you're creative, and we're like, you pushing all the way to the creative side, and I'm like, but why are you not talking about the features? Because I don't understand the storytelling and you don't understand the marketing. And now it's becoming like a way smaller gap between the two kind of fields.
But I actually, in the future, I would love to show you some commercial from my childhood. Because I do remember them. I would love to hear, because to me they're stick in my mind because they are like almost short films, you know, they're very beautiful. But I would love to know, if you didn't watch them, like what you think from the marketer's perspective. It would be, because what is interesting for me is like they're still in my mind.
Yes.
You know, so I think they made a great job about like with the marketing strategy, because I do remember them.
But you don't really know
how. Absolutely. The story-wise, that was beautiful. But the idea about, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah, I would love to, let's see in the future.
And if you guys have any of these videos that you want to know more about the marketing or filmmaking perspective, like how it works together, leave it in the comments. We would love, like, we're having so much fun. We would love to break down more advertising and tell you more like both perspectives. Yeah, so that's it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed the breakdown. Like, subscribe, share, leave it in the comments other videos you want to break down, and we see you guys in the next one.
Ciao.